A very warm welcome back to Griffin Indiana 22 for episode 21 with me, MrSealyp. From the last episode, I have now put, I think, just over 70,000 litres of silage into our acetic acid composter. That's working away. As you've also seen, the Frey Farms guys turned up, took another 8 boxes away, which paid us just over 5,000, so that will cover hiring workers. Thank you to everyone who commented. In the last episode, I said about getting a silo that or a hayloft or something that I can shred the bales and put them into, and I couldn't remember whether this one did it or not, and loads of people messaged and said you've already got one, it will do it. So I did a test bale, put it on the grate, and it took it. And as you can see, we've now got 106,411 litres of hay in the silo. So that's hayloft, silo, whatever you want to call it. What I'm going to do, because we've got rain coming about 4 o'clock, it's now 20 past 2, I'm just taking the hay bales we've got on all the various different contracts, shredding them, putting them into there, so they're in the loft storage, nice and tidy and out the way. And then the silage bales, I might turn them around and stick the other stack in there, giving myself a lot more room for manoeuvring as well here. I might shred some of those actually. I might take the covers off and put a load of silage in there as well. I've taken the square bales that were there, they've gone in as well, the hay bales. So what I'll do is I'll put the cedar right up in this corner here, give myself a bit more room as well. So all the hay bales will be in there, and that'll make life a little bit easier for then. Yeah, silage, I might do some silage as well. If I do some now and shred that, or if I then need to top up the acetic acid composter, I haven't then got to shred bales at the time. I can just do a whole load now. So what I'll probably do is spend a bit of time. I'll take the wraps off the bales. I know people. There's another reason why it's not something I remembered to do. What was it on the West? Did I do it in Western Wales with the cows? I forgot to take the wraps off. But because you can take the wraps off now, when you're putting stuff into feed mixes and stuff like that, I know people don't like the fact that yeah, you shouldn't be putting wrap into a feed mixer. Of course you should, because the wrap would all get caught up. But yeah, so hopefully, I think this is long enough. The last one I only did 3, but I'm thinking if I can get this spike to go through 2 stacks, we might be able to get 6 picked up. Let's see how we go. Yeah, so it won't take me long. Oh no, they fell off. I thought I could. How far does it stick out? Oh, just not quite far enough. It won't take me long. I could get an auto load trailer and put them in, but I've got the loader. It's not going to take too long. It's just a job I can be doing while I'm hanging about. Why not? I think I'll do the same thing as I said, because these are 3,500s and these are 5,500s. I'll put a load of those into here for the silage. That way I've got more product in less bales out if I'm going to leave some out. What were these? Oh, they're only 5,000, so they're actually smaller than those. So I might stick those in as well. I don't know. Just a bit of tidying up, you know. Free up a bit of space. It does then give me the option, if I do decide I'm going to pick up any more baling contracts, it just gives me a bit of leeway. I don't like that one either. Okay. Yeah, just gives me a bit of leeway and a bit of scope if I do decide to pick up any other big baling contracts that I've got. I've got some spare capacity for bales if I want. So I just thought I'd show it. I was going to just next episode say, oh look, this is what I did, but there we go. Actually, I might just do that now. Let's get a load of wrap off these. We'll cut the wrap off. Can I reach that there? Yeah, here we go. That'll do. Bit of a jump and cut. All good. I'll probably take the other hay bales. So I'm going to do the hay bales first, because if it's raining, I mind you, I've just cut those side ones, haven't I? No, doesn't matter. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time to get it done. A lot of people have been saying, actually, I've had a lot of comments, people saying that they haven't had any ploughing contracts, fertilising, like herbicide contracts, or sowing contracts on here. I didn't get any sowing contracts because I was started in the summer. I was hoping I would get some, but I haven't had any pop up yet. And a lot of people have said they've been for a couple of years now and have had no sowing contracts, which is odd. So maybe we won't get any. Just have to use my sewing machine. Do I take all of those? Is that going to be a bit of a gamble? I won't go far, but it's going to be too much weight. Yeah, I think so. Ooh, gently does it. Doesn't matter if I tip them forward when we get there. It's just avoiding any sudden jerky movements. Oh, there we go. Tip them anyway. Cool. Now, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't sure whether or not to show this or even do this. I've got an investment opportunity that's popped up, which I've never encountered before. I was just loading up my wood pellets, I don't know if you can see through into the background, and I got a phone call, an offer on some knockoff clobber, some designer clothes, but possibly not actual designer. You know when you go to local markets and stuff like that and you get designer clothes, knockdown prices, and sometimes it's the correct labels but not necessarily the right. I don't know if it's that kind of thing. And here's what's happened. I was looking in the used vehicles and this came up for pallets of clothes. Now, I've had a few different things come up on Griffin. I haven't encountered it before for various different pallets of goods, but I think the initial base price that's worked on is based upon the full price at normal economy or easy economy, whatever it might be. So that's saying 51% off, 6,913. That only works if the sell price is higher than that. You can make a bit of money doing it. All the other pallets I've had, some of them were saying 50% off, 51, 52%. But the price you had to buy them for was less than you could sell the goods for, which didn't make any sense. This one, I think, is the other way around. So, whilst it is a little bit dodgy, I mean, it's no different to buying anything secondhand, any used item. I suppose the only difference being if I bought that tractor for 171 grand, that's what it'd be worth, or less. I couldn't then sell it on for its full price. It wouldn't allow me to. But that, the question is, do I take a punt? And how much is that going to cost me? 100,000. What? Base price of 6,900. Let me just do some maths on this. No, that's weird. 6,913 times by 8 is about 55 grand. So you can get one pallet for 6,913. But then as soon as you double it up, it's charging you 14,400 per pallet on top. So if you go for full 8, you're not going to make any money back. So you can do one. That's weird. So if I buy one pallet, and then it goes. So it's only available for one pallet. How bizarre. How very, very strange. Okay, well, I'll go and collect that pallet and I'll sell it. I'll make about 3 grand, 4 grand on that pallet, which at the end of the day, 4 grand for one pallet. I thought, oh, that's amazing. I can invest a whole load of money and make a fortune. No, that's very odd. Oh well, I'll see you later on. There's no contracts available. Equipment, but yeah, contracts. We've still got the baling ones that were there. Nothing else has popped up. So I don't know what to do. My compost is producing. My acetic acid is producing. My watermelon is producing. My crops are growing. No sign of weeds yet. So we're looking all right. Oh, I did buy a weeder. The weeder I purchased was just the basic 6 meter standard, no frills. Where are we? Oh, up there. Yeah, I've got the Aerostar Exact 600, 9,500. So if I do get any other weeding contracts come up, I won't then get absolutely clobbered for leasing fees. I can just use my own one. I could have gone for something bigger. I've got the money if I wanted to go for a massive weeding option, but in all honesty, I don't get that many jobs. So we'll see. So 2 days have gone by since last we met, and there are no contracts available other than the baling ones. Nothing else has popped up, and there's nothing in the used vehicle department that looks like it's any good. So we have got a full load here. I'm not anticipating mega money, but we'll make some money. So I'll be happy with that. Whatever we make will be absolutely brilliant. There we go. See, we were making that during the winter for about half the amount. But as I said, last time we did a load of that, it's money in the bank. It doesn't matter. So we're on to phase 2 of Operation Compost. And the reason I left it a couple of days is one, because I needed the compost to build up. I was hoping I'd get some more contracts for stuff. It would appear that the weeding situation, all the fields that have now got crops in, and I haven't had to plant anything, which has been a bit weird. The weeds have all gone in those. The ones that haven't been planted yet have still got weeds in, but I've had no other jobs come up for weeding or anything else, which is, yeah, a bit strange. So buying the weeder may have been, yeah, jumping the gun a little bit. I was hoping I would get some. I mean, the thing is, I have had ploughing contracts, I have had weeding contracts, just nothing for the bigger weeds, nothing for herbiciding, and I thought I would get a load of sowing contracts, and I haven't had anything. So the plot of land, I was clearing all the bales out the way. I've got a load more watermelons sitting there that need to be sorted out. This will go back up to the carpentry. That's my ongoing wood pellet production. But I've got 3 pallets each one of these. They'll get collected at some point. So as you can see, everything's gone. All the hay bales, that was all in. All the silage bales, apart from these ones, these are the 5,500 ones. So in here we've now got 377,256 litres of hay, 245,769 litres of silage, plus all the other crop types and things that we had going. The sheep, we are not on a full 1,000 litres yet, but my production here, my shed chemistry, that filled up with fertiliser, so I turned the fertiliser production off, left the herbicide production running. That's now pretty much full, if not, is it completely full yet? Herbicide 97,308 and solid fertiliser 99,999. So I've turned both of those off, so they're both full. So I'm good as far as that goes, although I don't think I'm going to need the herbicide. So potentially, I suppose I could sell it. If there's anyone that will buy it off me, I could sell it. But compost over here, how we're looking, 22,280 litres of compost, and we've got 5,570 litres of acetic acid. Now I can sell the acetic acid. That at the moment is selling for about 1,000 for 1,000 litres, but I need a specific trailer that will take the acetic acid. To lease it is just under 2 grand. So I'm going to wait till I've got a load more built up in there, so that when I do lease it, it's worth my while. Otherwise, I'm going to lease it, do it again, lease it, do it. You know, I'm going to wait till I've got a load of acetic acid built up. So here's what we're going to do. On this plot, we are going to be putting in some hops. That's why I needed the compost. I've got everything else I need. We've got fertiliser, we've got seed that we prepared. I think we need water and we need compost. and we can get hops underway. We can get our hops growing. When we've got our hops, we can then make, when we've got enough of that, we can then make hop pellets, and we can sell those. So it's another crop type, but we can make some money doing that. I've got all the ingredients I need, so I'm going to be putting it in here, but I think the shape of it, I think it's longer than it is wide, so we might have to put it in sideways, facing that way. That way it will all fit in, I think. So yeah, bear with me, there'll be a pop momentarily, and we should have our hops in. And there we have it, 55,585. Not horrendous, and long term, with everything put in there, we should do all right. So our land of hops and glory, that's what we're going to be having here. Hopefully, if the sun comes out again, we should get a nice picture. A nice thumbnail, and it fits in nicely with everything I've got going on here. So we've got the same ground texture, it all kind of blends in rather nicely. And then what we will do is put in everything we need. I'm pretty sure it's, where's our marker thing? It's in here. It's around here somewhere, isn't it? That's for taking that off if on the pallets to spawn, which I might do at some point. Where's our manage doodads? Oh, there we go, manage production. So, yeah, water, fertilizer, seed, compost, of which we've got. And I'm pretty sure it takes 10,000 litres of each, apart from the water, which is, I think, 1,000,000 litres. So I've got all the stuff to put into that. So what we'll do, we'll get some in, we'll get some going. Let's get some hops production underway. What do I need? Tractor, trailer. I've got quite a large trailer, to be fair, for doing this one, only in 10,000 litres of each, but that's all good. Since I haven't had any sowing contracts coming up, the seed, might as well use it. I think I put, I think I filled that 100,000 litres up, I moved it all over to there, but there might be a little bit left in here. So what we'll do is, where was the seed? There'll be a tiny little bit left in here somewhere. There we go. Then I'll get the other bit from over there. We'll get the compost from there, fertiliser from there, put it all in. I'll get my water tanker. Now the water tanker's only a 10,000 litre one, so I might have to do a few trips backwards and forwards. But let's get some hops going. We'll go down and check on the sheep as well and have a look at how much we've got. I don't think we've got a full thing yet. But let's back this up. I suppose really I could invest in, I know I did have that smaller trailer and then I sold it, didn't I? I guess thinking about it now, well, the other thing we need to do at some point is go to Mr. Webb's, because those tractors should have arrived by now for us to go and have a look at. Maybe we'll do that in the next episode. So, start filling seed, there we go. We're going to need 10,000 litres. Look how far we've come on hard mode. Now I know it's not, I say farming in the conventional sense, we are doing the farming when the contracts arise, and we will be doing our field. We did some ploughing, we did some fertilising, we did some sowing, we've done that on our own fields. We are growing stuff. Oh yeah, that's the thing I was going to do. I was going to put in the pepper greenhouse, wasn't I, and do some peppers. We might do that as well. And then if we can build up enough money, then maybe buy another field and we'll gradually work our way up. But the field prices are up there, and the fact we're running seasons as well, I mean that was the whole point of this Let's Play, wasn't it, of doing all the everything as difficult as possible. Make life as hard as we could. I know a lot of people said, oh, you should have done precision farming as well. I know I've talked about this before. If anything, precision farming makes it easier, because with the precision farming on, you don't have to do double applications of fertilising and that kind of stuff. Okay, so Fertiliser, where is that going to be? There we go. 10,000 litres of that. So what I can then do is now my solid fertiliser is no longer full, I can switch that back on again and get that to fill up again. So I'm just covering everything, all the prep work, as I do when I do any of my Let's Plays. You know, it's that prep work. Some of the prep work is done in advance, knowing that I've got an idea of something I want to do. Some of the prep work is done, I mean, to be fair, this wasn't, because this only recently became available. So the composting and then this was something I had in mind, but the fertiliser and herbicide and all that was because I needed it anyway. I thought I would be, you know, and the same as doing the seed was for doing the sowing contracts, which I didn't then get. So as a kind of happy coincidence, the stuff I needed became available. Actually, I don't need that open anymore. Let's turn that off. What's next? Compost. And then water. So we'll get 3 different materials once I get the hops going. Actually, that's the point. I need to switch it over. My hops need to be on storing. I probably need to put those barriers back on again so I don't get any pallets spawning. Because the hops I don't want coming out, because I'm going to then be using the hops to make hop pellets. So, but the other, what's the other? It's a biomaterial, isn't it? Is one of the byproducts. I need to put this back in the silo, don't I? I'm not going to be able to put any compost in here, am I? Not with fertiliser in it. Okay, so let's back this up. Put that in. Cool. Pop out of there. Let's get out. Lost it again. There we go. So we want to put on our manure and slurry, and then we'll get our solid fertiliser back up to 100,000 litres. Brilliant. That's that done. Next. Compostables. I think it's over this side. Pretty sure it is. There we go. 10,000 litres. Go on this side rather than swing all the way around. And then water. Job's a good one. Right. We'll go this way. I do keep checking up on this stuff. It's we've got a browed olive harvester, which I've got no olives on the go. I don't need that. We've got the S9 multipler mulcher, but that requires a front one as well because there's a gap in between it. So I could get that. I don't have a mulcher, but I'll probably get a smaller one. And we don't have a forage harvester, so the header's not going to be any use to me at the moment. So as it stands, yeah, don't have to worry too much about that. Cool, let's get the compost in. So actually what I'll do is while that's going in, let's go to here. So my hops, I haven't got those going. Biomaterial. Yeah, the biomaterial. I don't think that sells for very much, does it? And if you've got a composter, the other composter, obviously I've got the acetic acid one. If you're running the composter, that biomaterial can go back into the composter to make more compost. That was just going to be something we'll have loads of. Actually, I'm going to have to put that back on. Whoa, what happened there? Okay, that's weird. What's going on? Okay, now I'm puzzled. Why? Oh, there we go. Took its time, didn't it? 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and then water. Right. I'll see you in a minute. I'll go and get the water tanker. What I'm going to do as well is whiz up to the other farm. I haven't checked on the honey production recently. Actually, I don't think I have a full pallet up there. Who knows? Because I've got silage being produced up there. So what I'll do is that silage, there's not a huge amount of it. Up until now, I had been selling it at the biogas plant. I'm not making a huge amount of money. Something I didn't do, and Mr. Daddy Gaz messaged me and said, "Oh, were you aware?" And I wasn't. That the pumps and hoses pack has got the biogas plant stuff in there, and he said the prices for when you're selling there are really good. So when you put your stuff in there, you do make really good money on the silage. But anyway, that being said, I was selling it. Oh, I'm at the wrong place. What am I doing? But I might as well bring it over here and put it into my acetic acid machine and keep producing compost rather than selling it. I'll make more money with the hops and the hop pellets, so I might as well bring it down here. Now I have got hay and... Oh, is it not going to let me put it back in there? So it's not storage per se. This side maybe? No, I think I'll have to put it into... Will it take it in my normal silo? I don't know if it will. That's a jolly good point. Oh. Will my normal silo take it? Yeah, so I've got silage and I've got hay. I could do total mixed ration with just those two without the straw padding that I normally add in. Are they going there? Oh, well, that's alright. Let's put a little bit extra in there then. And I could do cows, because I've got the stuff to do total mixed ration, so we could do cows. We could put a small cow pen in, get some regular milk underway, if we wanted to. So I'm kind of going down the route now of not necessarily being as much of an arable farmer, but more of a contractor and livestock, really. Actually, that can stay there. I think my Massey's over by the water one. So yeah, well, there's a load of options. We've got a whole load of stuff we can do. We've got choices. We've got things we can do if we want to. I think cows would be a good idea. Obviously, once we've got enough milk, we need to start looking into the sheep's milk and sheep's cheese as well, which we will do. We just don't have enough sheep producing at the moment. Where is my... I've got a water trough here. I could use this one, couldn't I? Just by the side there. If you didn't see the episode when I put that in, that was to help with the water for here, but actually this running no problem at all. So, once I've got the first 10,000 litres in, we can get production underway. I suppose I could put a water point in here, but it doesn't hurt to go backwards and forwards, I suppose. Okie dokie then, right. So, hops. Boom. Let's get some hops going, shall we? I was going to check the price of the biomaterial, wasn't I? To see what that sells for. Yeah, so acetic acid at the moment is dropping, but it's 1,038. Compost, yeah, we're using that, so it doesn't matter. Where is the biomaterial? Oh, okay. That's not worth anything. Oh, okay. Well, don't know what I'm going to do with that then, because we're going to have loads of that. I don't really have... I'll have to have a look through and see if there's anything else by Zodelzopt that might use it, or if there's any other sell points that might pay more than it for that, because that's terrible. That really is bad. Okay, I've got a load of water to do, so I'll see in a bit. I don't know how much I'll put in, or actually it's a good point, I honestly don't know how much to put in. Maybe 100,000 litres just to get me going to start with, I guess. I've got to decide what to do next then, because without those contracts available, I've still got the baling contracts are still sitting there, I guess. Both of those are for hay. That one is for silage. I'm using silage, so I could do a silage baling contract, but I've done so many baling contracts. I wanted to do something a bit different, really. 216 grand. I've got enough to buy any more land? I don't know. And when I say land, I mean the land that I can use for field work, that kind of thing. How much is that plot below there? 141. That one's only 74. A lot more trees on that. It needs to be cleared though. That one's 206. Okay. I suppose we could do that one, couldn't we? Diagonally, it's not too expensive. So it's not a big plot, but then we'd have to clear all those trees if we're going to make it worthwhile. What are these ones going for? Oh, 403. Okay, bit out of my price range. What's field 18 looking like? 208. Yeah, 243. I just don't have the money. 164. Okay, field 9 might be a viable option. What about field 4? 187. Although they're contract fields, that's the thing. I was trying to avoid using fields that had contracts on. But I'll show you what I mean. If we come off of there, if we go across to soil composition, these ones are all double fertilised somehow. I did a couple of fertilising jobs, but not all of those. No stone contracts, as you can see, they're all full of stones. And then these ones are the ones with weeds in, but these ones haven't got any crops in. If you go back to there, you'll see these ones are all cropless. So all of these fields have all now got crops in, and I had nothing to do with that. Didn't do any sowing whatsoever on those. So I don't know, it's got me a little bit puzzled. I have to find something to do. Just twiddle my thumbs. Whoa, I didn't want to stop it. Watermelon, I guess we can get that sorted out, but I'm at a loss now. This was my plan. Let's get the hop garden in. Let's get it filled up with stuff, and then that's done now. So, hey ho. I suppose I have a wander around and look for coins or something. I'll give it some thought. There must be something I can do. Okay, I've been giving it some thought. I'm up here to gather the silage that's being processed up here. Contracting alone is not going to get me past the finished post. It's not going to get me to a point where I can buy fields and do all the rest of it. I'm diversifying with the wood pellets. I'm now doing the hops. We've got the acetic acid on the go. We've got all stuff being produced. We're doing a few things. I've got some silage underway here. I've been looking at the biogas plant situation, and I'm wondering whether or not we could invest in another biogas plant. But I was looking at the pumps and hoses ones, but they're really expensive to buy. So then I found another one available, one that does methane, a little bit like on the Western Wilds. I think it's 80 grand for the biogas plant, and it might fit. I'm thinking, if we find the plot, it might fit on this plot here. The plot's only 30 grand, then 80 grand for the biogas plant. So 110, we can get that plot and probably put it on there. If we put it on there, we can bring silage to it and then get methane as a byproduct as well to help try and get the money up. If we can get the money up, because I just don't think, I was expecting, I know I said it, I know I keep going about it, I'm sorry if I'm annoying people, but I really thought we'd have a flurry of sowing contracts, and after that real big bumper start to April, mad rush on contracts, then nothing. So, potentially, I can cut some more grass up here on the field to the left. The rest hasn't grown yet, but I can cut some more there. Oh, on the topic of that as well, I've been saying about getting a front mower. So I'll wait till one comes up. I'll wait till one comes up on the used market. So I'll go in and have a look, I can pick one up for about 9.5 grand. So I could buy a front mower anyway. So I've got the double rear already. I could get myself a front mower. I know I can pick up a windrower for about 2 grand, 2.5 grand. Is it the GV something or other, isn't it? The GV Dewberry dot. I've said that twice in this video now, haven't I? The Hujamil flip. Where is it? The one I've used quite a lot and I like it. The GVS6U. Yeah, 1,300. The twist isn't that much more expensive, to be fair. I say that much more expensive. It's a big jump up. But that's a 6 metre, 6.5 metre windrower. which we could pick up nice and cheap. So I'd go out, mow grass, windrow, then collect it. Admittedly, then I'd need a collector, and I could just use the one that I've used already, the RS100RB, the Ribery, which works really well. Leasing that, dirt cheap. It takes a while, but it gets the job done. Then you haven't got to have separate mowers, but then what's the point of me having the mower if I do that kind of thing, is what I'm thinking. The other thing I can do, because the other thing that's now available, is with that special baler, the multi-baler, I've got sugar beet from one of the contracts. A fair bit of it, I think. If we chop the sugar beet, we can put that through the baler, and we can make silage bales from the sugar beet we've got. So again, another thing that's not useless, the sugar beet cut, we could just put it into the biogas plant, absolutely. Which is another option. If we do get a biogas plant that does methane, we could chop it and just put it into the biogas plant. But once it's chopped, we can then decide, do we do part bales, silage bales, do part... If it turns out the silage will be better off going through the biogas plant, then we're better off doing that. So we could chop sugar beet, make silage bales. So I'm thinking maybe a biogas plant might be the way to go. I don't know, I'm just... Again, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm trying to work out... We are heading towards... Well, no, we're not quite to May yet, but May, June, July, August. Yeah, I suppose then we would have done a year, won't we? And whilst we have bought some land and stuff, and we have bought a few productions, and we are making a bit of money from doing those. Obviously, the hops haven't produced anything yet, but when they do, when we start rolling through the days, we'll start getting more from there as well. The other thing I was looking at was potentially the wholesale. That might be a better price for the biomaterial. I don't want to buy another composter. I mean, it would make sense if I got that other composter. All that biomaterial could go back in through the composter and make more compost. That would work. But it's an expensive thing to do, just to put the biomaterial back in. But then it's a waste otherwise, because that split at the hop garden is pretty much half. I mean, it's not completely half, but pretty much half. Yeah, this plot here, putting a little biogas plant on there that does methane as well. That'll work, wouldn't it? Hop garden fits in really nicely there. I'm liking it. Not quite sure why I went there. I should have gone in the first entrance, but that's right. Bear with me just a moment. So, yeah, I'm coming this side, I'll swing it round, not a problem. Oh, we were going to go and check on the sheep, weren't we? I haven't done that either. And the other thing I need to do is go up to our plot, and where I marked out with the cones, plough that side, and then also I need to remove the trees, but I could plough, I could grab a plough. I have got some things to do actually, I was just thinking about it. We have got some more to do. Right, let's get that in. Another 20,000 litres in there. Lovely job. Just disconnect from that, switch down and check on the milk situation. We haven't got a full pallet yet, but we're not far off. Haven't really been down to check on them. That bale's doing great, and now we've got all that hay already shredded, we can come and grab it. Yeah, it's used a fair bit, but not a huge amount of it. How we're looking. Yeah, look, sheep's milk. Yeah, because that'll be the next thing as well. Well, not the next thing, but that'll be a thing on the list. We will need to get our little sheep dairy thing up and running for our sheep's milk and sheep cheese. So there'll be that as well. So I'm going to need money. That's the thing. All these ideas and all these plans, they're not cheap. There'll be, if I do that biogas plant, that's 130 grand. And if I spend that now, I wanted to get. I mean, I'm thinking now about that third tractor from Mr. Webb's. Do I need a third tractor at the moment? If I can get a good deal on one, maybe that'll be alright, but it's whether or not I can get a good deal or not. I'm not talking about like free or anything like that, but you know, see what we can do. Depends what Hawkeye Farmers are expecting as a return on their on their vehicles, so to speak. Do I go and buy that front mower? I think I might, you know. I just can't see us getting one pop up, and it's not that expensive. I mean, we've got a couple of options on that as well. If we go to our mowers and have a look at that, this one here, which goes with that, 9,500 for a 3.1 metre. But weirdly, we've got this. Now, this is a rear mower. That RDM R300, that's a rear mower. But it's only 2,100 for a 3.4 metre. I wonder if you could run that on the front, whether that would still cut or not. I don't think it would. I don't think it's meant to, but it might. So that might be a much cheaper alternative. Stick that on the front. It's got the wheels there, the jockey wheels, whether or not they'll work. I suppose I could lease it and test it, couldn't I? Should we do a test? 107 to lease it. That'd be a cheaper alternative for a front mower. It's a bit of a weird one, but we can whiz up to that field. Let's put that away. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm 100% comfortable with it, but we'll give it a go. It will overlap a bit, but it's still cheaper. Let's try it. What's the worst that can happen? We've spent 100. That's the bar tab at the at the bar for a good Friday night, isn't it? I don't know why I just said that. The way I'm feeling at the moment, I'm not going anywhere for ages. Oh man. Oh, what am I doing? Other side. You buff on. Yeah, I'm not sure this is going to have enough horsepower. That front mower might require 100. I'm sure the back one requires a fair bit. Oh, we'll give it a go. I'll set up the field. Let's try it, I suppose. That's all we can do. Okay, let's see. Just had a TLX Phoenix popped up on the used vehicles. I mean, we've already got the Mac, but it's half price as well. Well, not quite half price, but 45 grand. It's not bad, is it? What's the horsepower on it? 485, fairly standard. I've already got it. I don't need another one. Right. I suppose the first thing's going to be if I go this way and it doesn't cut. Oh, it's cutting. Oh, okay then. Maybe this is an option. But then I'm going to need some way of collecting it all. Yeah, I think the horsepower requirement's too much, isn't it? Oh no, mind you, it might just be because we're on the slope. There we go, we just need to get going. That works. Okay. That's a nice cheap alternative, isn't it? For a front mower. I know it's not supposed to be, but it is cutting. Well, I never. Sometimes these things are just worth a try. You just don't know, do you? I'm going at 9 miles now. Okay, let's stop there. Now let's turn that one off and raise it. Carry on to there. Boom. That off, raise it, fold it. I'm going to leave the mowers up here, I think. So what I'm going to do, let's go into here, let's go up to there, let's go to our mowers and let's buy one. So that was just lease, but do I want to change the colour? No, we'll leave it red. Let's buy that for 2,100. Then we'll come out of here. We're buying new machinery, people. We're buying new machinery. It's exciting times. We've got a new weeder. We've got a new mower. We've got a new windrower. Well, we're getting a new windrower. Let's grab that one. Do I want to change the colour of that to yellow? I think I had yellow on the last one, didn't I? Oh, it doesn't matter. 1,450. Absolutely. Put those away. So then, yeah, we can cut the rest of that if we want to, and then we'll get all that put into that silo there to ferment. That can gradually chug away as it does. Or I suppose we could windrow it, and we could. Yeah, well, we had a cheap baler pop up a while ago, didn't we? And I said, what's the point? There's no point having a baler. I suppose we could lease a baler. We could wrap those into silage bales. I just think it's weird actually, because I'm still puzzled by this silo here, because I'm pretty sure the mayor said this had been uprated. I'm sure it's been uprated. But it's got a faster processing speed, I thought, but oh, we've still got the cultivator up here. I forgot about that. Let's put those in there. So we can come up and mow up here when we need to. Right. Let's drop that. Just pop that to the side there. And that will do, I think. We've kind of got a plan moving forward. We'll see how we go with the hops. We've still got the wood pellets. I've still got a section of field that I need to plough, and then all those trees, I suppose if I take all those trees out, if we wood chip those like I did the previous lot, we'll get a load more wood chips for the carpentry, so we'll have wood pellets for quite a while. They're going to keep chugging away. Yeah, at the moment they're not worth a huge amount of money, but it's money in the bank. At the end of the day, you know, the lease of the wood chipper, I've more than covered that each time I've sold a load of the wood pellets, so it doesn't matter that I'm doing that. That works. I'm going to go and grab that windrower, and I'll come back up and I'll just windrow that. And I've got to look at what I'm going to do about collecting it. So obviously that Ribery thing's got me spoilt now, because I'm kind of thinking, oh yeah, but then I need a loading wagon, or I'm going to need a pickup head of some description to collect all that. Actually, that's a point. I wonder if I've still got that available. What was that under? Was that under Forage Wagons? No, what was it? There was that pickup header that I used. I can't think what it would have been under. Unless I haven't got it now. Well, maybe not. What was it under? I could have sworn it was under Forage Wagons. I'll have to have a look, see if it's available. So you can turn any vehicle with a front 3-point link into a forage wagon, as long as you've got a trailer behind you. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, my mind's ticking on. I'm just saying it all out loud as I'm going along. There we go. Hops are in there. It's all going. I did find some things to do, and I've got more things to do. I think my mind blanked earlier. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.